Hello,
I'm going to
everyone.
do a little bit of a live today.
It's a Sunday morning, and Dave's here. He's
Yeah.
not working.
Not today.
It's good.
It's good. So we're just going to wait for some people to come in. See what happens. I know it was a bit of an unannounced live, but... Oh, we got one watching. That'd be me.
That'll be you, Dave.
That'd be me.
Hold on.
So like I said, it's just decided to do a live today, just for something different. We're going to go investigating, but weather's a bit rubbish.
It's wet and horrible, and we thought we don't really want to go out there today in that, so we'll do something nice and easy.
I had a bit of a busy morning as well, so
I didn't.
I did.
I had a lie-in.
I had a really busy morning. So like I said, probably be about half an hour. There's David Jones and Photos for Anxiety's in there. Hi David.
Hi, David.
Hi Photos Against Anxiety. How are you? Hello beautiful people.
Hello, beautiful people. You're all beautiful people.
Oh, it's to us. It's a pleasant surprise, David said. Yes. It's a bit of an unannounced live, but we just decided to do something very different today for the Sunday because freezing here in the
I'm
desert.
just trying to set my computer up at the moment, and I can read some more of the comments. But taking me a while.
So yeah, we're just gonna. This is another opportunity for you guys just to ask us any kind of questions that you want. The more people that come in, the more the merrier. Just to ask us anything you want about investigations. How's it going then, lads? I'm good. Just had a very, very busy morning. We were meant to be investigating today, but I had to put pace to that because the scariest paranormal experience from Photos Against Anxiety, and I'm going to tell you that straight away, that's North Newton.
Yeah.
Yep, without a shadow of a doubt, that is my new one. How did last night's investigation go? We didn't investigate last night. One that scared you bad. It's North Newton. Our latest one. There was something in there. It felt very. I was starting to get really, really scared in there. To be honest, I have to be honest. So going back to David's question. We didn't investigate last night. So we meant to do it today, weren't we?
We were going out today, but it was just horrible out there. Raining, and the sites we were going to were all outside today, so
yeah,
we thought, no, we're not. It's quite a long way from where we live, so we were going to have to drive probably an hour's drive to where we were going to go. And we thought we'll get there, it'll be pouring with rain, and we'll sit in the car, probably get out and do 20 minutes film and then drive an hour back. So we thought, not today, not in this weather.
So David said that it was very dark, the last one. The last episode was very dark, I'm not going to lie to you. It felt very, very dark. To me anyway. It was starting to get a bit overpowering in there for me. Photos Against Anxiety said, has an entity ever touched you or breathed on you? I've had one experience of this, and that was at Fort Woodley, and it felt like a breath in my ear. Touch-wise, possibly. I felt maybe something that's touched me before, but I can't actually confirm that in any way. I don't know about you.
Not really. Not really. It's hard to tell, isn't it? Some of the places we go, they're quite. There's things like cellars and old rooms, and there's drafts and there's noises, and it can be quite difficult.
Yeah.
Let's turn the volume down on this one.
Looking forward to the new one on Wednesday from David. Yeah. I haven't even started editing that yet. I've got a couple of days off, so Monday and Tuesday will be dedicated to editing Manningford St Peter's Church investigation, and then probably next up we'll probably do Lovershall Castle where I slipped over. Richard can't stop watching that little.
Do you know? There's a little clip that Dave's uploaded. If you haven't seen it, please go and watch it, because it's just the end bit where he slipped over and he just says, "I just got my jeans dirty," and it just makes me laugh every time I watch it. So
Yeah.
go and watch it. It's just a bit of light-hearted fun, but it makes me chuckle.
Photos Against Anxiety said, I've had experiences when I worked. I could feel the darkness in certain buildings. Yeah, I mean, literally, it's like I said in the little thought video I did yesterday, that when you walk, I can sometimes walk into a place, a building, a room, and just feel a presence of some sort there, to be fair. It can be overpowering.
I certainly, I mean, the places I work are quite old listed buildings, and they're quite old, quite big, large old mansion houses. And, you know, we've done investigations in them, but there's certainly, I've walked around them many times. 9 times out of 10 I'll go anywhere and I don't feel anything, but there is an odd occasion when you enter a room and it just feels cold, it feels imposing, and then I start to think there's something not right in here, you know, and the hairs on the back of your hands start to stand up, and it really doesn't feel good in some of those old buildings.
Yeah, there's quite a few I've been in and I've had that feeling. So David Jones says, "It's right doing this paranormal investigation, but it sounds, it do sounds hard work. Editing sounds hard work. It can be hard work, but it's worth it. Yeah.
Well, Dave does all the editing, so he's the technical guy. I'll film little shorts and things like that over here and send them over to him. But he does a lot of that side of the work, and it does take time. And I was talking to another YouTuber a couple of days ago on quite a big channel that I watch, just having a discussion with him to see how ways we can build our channel and things. And he was saying he puts in 140 hours a week on his channel. It's a big channel and he makes a living from it, so that's fair enough. But it's still a lot of hours and a lot of time, and I mean, we know from just doing little things, you know, putting together just little podcasts and things like that, if you don't spend a little bit of time and do some preparation, it's not very good. You need to get some prep done, and you add all that time together, and you can spend a lot of time getting things ready.
Yeah, I mean, if you take away obviously where I've been busy over the last couple of weeks with work and other certain things, but you know, if I'm not editing, I try and be on YouTube, on other people's channels, watching their investigations, and then obviously we go out filming, and it is busy, but it's worth it in the end, especially when, you know, you get the feedback that we get from you guys, that you enjoyed watching our videos. It just makes it all worthwhile.
Of course it does.
But
I just noticed David said he enjoyed the little video I sent over to Dave and put up yesterday. They're just thoughts, you know. I guess to add to that video, I really ought to say I do believe in ghosts. I'm not saying in any way that I don't think there was some sort of spirits and things in North Newton Church. I'm just trying to work out what they are, the same as all of us, you know.
Yeah.
Dave firmly believes, I think, that they're the spirits of dead people. Sometimes I'm not so sure, but that's just my belief system clicking in, I think, with the things I believe.
But I mean, I just before I go on, I enjoy the small paranormal channels. Thank you for anxiety. Good morning, Christina. There was something else on there as well. Yeah, yeah, we both got full-time jobs, but it's still, like I said, it's still worth it. It
Hi,
really,
Christina.
really is.
Just seen that one.
It's really, really worth it. But it's like the two short videos we put up yesterday with Richard's thoughts and my thoughts. I mean, they're two completely different thoughts.
Yeah.
And none of them are wrong or anything.
Oh, no.
They have your beliefs, I got my beliefs, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, and I think quite a lot of anything we see and do is always open to a lot of conjecture.
yeah,
You know, the voices, the necrophonics, the things, the feelings, all of those things. You, if you wanted to twist things and fake things, it would be easy to do it with those, and I can see that. We don't. I'd much rather go out and spend 2 hours somewhere and find absolutely nothing than try and fake anything. Because the point of us doing this is we'd like to one day maybe get some hard proof that is enough for us to be 110% convinced that spirits exist. I mean, we're both quite convinced. I think that's fair to say, Dave, yeah?
well, I come back into this as coming back from being pretty much a skeptic, and some of the evidence that we've got recently is starting to change me again. I mean, there's still that skeptical side too.
And me. I'm not 100% convinced, but I do believe, you know?
Yeah.
What I would like is something real hard evidence. Sometimes I get quite frustrated on
yeah.
when we go on our investigations when we're getting nothing, and I get a bit pissed off. And I'll say to Dave,
I will give you a cracking example of that as well. When we did the second investigation at the bridge at the Abbey,
yeah,
when there wasn't a lot going on, and I had to cut a lot of stuff out, to be honest.
yeah, we got a little bit sweary, got a little bit pissed off because nothing was happening. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe those things can provoke a response as well. I don't know, or maybe that just shuts spirit up. Really, it's hard to tell.
I mean, if you look at it in this point of view, there's a lot of these. We say for ghosts of dead people, spirits of dead people, and all that kind of stuff. They still got that kind of. They've got that human element. So if you start swearing at them, they could get offended by that in a certain respect. I know it can be frustrating. I know that myself. But, and there are times where I'm just like going in investigations. I'm like going, please something happen right now. Just like, you're in there for like however long. You can be there for 20 minutes or even an hour, or in a place for even 2 hours. And you're just like, come on, something. I know something's here.
Yeah,
but it just gets a bit.
yeah.
You know, it's frustrating.
It can be, but if we didn't enjoy it, we wouldn't do it. You know, and every time we go on an investigation, there's that anticipation that this might be the one. This could be the one where we get something.
It's him all the time. It's him all the time. Where I'm a bit more level-headed, like I'm hoping. You get Richard, it's like the same when we use the cat balls and all that kind of stuff. You get one investigation when they go off, and you get another one when they don't go off, and you're just like, come on, just kick the ball.
I'm infatuated with the cat balls, okay?
Light balls.
Light balls, cat balls, call them what you want. I love them, I think they're a great bit of kit. And I've had a couple of instances where I honestly believe something was making them flash, and you've seen them in the videos. They were working to command, let's say. It's only happened a couple of times, but because it's happened a couple of times, I want it to happen every time now. And when they don't, I do get quite cheesed off, and I'll be, come on, just give it to me.
Ghost balls, so David said.
Ghost balls. I don't want to talk about ghost balls.
No, but you know, like going back onto like how it can be frustrating. It's like when I was editing North Newton. I knew that we had responses through necrophonics, but what I didn't know, apart from that one EVP where I actually think I heard it, I didn't know that we got those disembodied voices until we actually edited. No. And the first one I heard, I was just like, oh my god, what is that? Sent a big chill down my spine. I was like, what? Something is actually saying something there.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what is going on? So obviously then I sent it over to Rebecca and all that kind of stuff so they can enhance it for me. But
yeah.
it just made that investigation very much worthwhile.
Oh yeah, I mean every time we get something, every time we get a response that's worthwhile, it does make. I think we both think, it's worth coming out. It's worth doing this. Just one good response makes it worthwhile.
So, have we got any more questions that you'd like us to answer? Anything at all? Doesn't necessarily have to be paranormal. Just
Very quiet today, but this was a bit of an impromptu
yeah, it was just
one. We didn't tell anybody we were doing this, so we're just really chatting amongst ourselves, aren't we? Which is
Yeah.
okay. Doesn't bother me. So Dave,
Yeah.
I'll ask you some questions. I got some questions for you.
Okay.
So there will be an up and coming episode of a castle
Yes.
local to here. What did you think when we went there? What was your first impressions? We went there and did a night investigation.
Well, my first impressions was it was cold. It was windy,
Yeah,
and it
very
kind of
cold in the day.
hampered a lot of stuff up. As for paranormal wise, or did I sense anything there? Yeah, there was. I could sense something, but it wasn't. Like I said in the episode. It just felt like they were kind of scoping us out, checking us out, and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
that's
It was an interesting place. I mean, from my point of view, I like doing old ruins and things like that because usually to most castles and all those places, there's a pagan element attached to it. So that particular one was built on an old long barrow, I think. Another couple we've got planned. One of them is so it's a church ruin in a megalithic site. So that's another one I'll be quite interested in. And we can just see if we get similar responses. The good thing about them, you've got a lot of history that you can go and look at and research when you're there, when you're there or after you're there. And if you do get responses that seem to fit with that, that can be quite encouraging.
Yeah.
Doesn't always, but sometimes you do get some good responses there.
So, David asked me.
We do love a church, Dave. I can see your comment. I've just cocked your comment there, and yeah, we do love a church.
We do. David also asked me, is like when you're going to the USA, will you do some investigations? Yes, I will be. I'm going to be about an hour away from Goatsman's Bridge, which has obviously been on Ghost Adventures, and it may not necessarily be investigations, it might be just more exploring as such, but if I get a chance to do some investigations, I will when I'm over there. And I know Rich is going to be doing some bits and pieces here.
Yeah, I'll be continuing over here on my own, being scared, on my own, scared. That's what it'll be.
Yeah, you'll be alright. You've done enough lone investigations now, you'll be alright. No, but, I mean, like I said in the podcast, I mean, there's going to be some bulk filming before I go anyway. So there's going to be plenty of investigations to go up while I'm over there. And Rich is going to do some bits, do some short videos as well.
Yeah.
I try and do some ghost story videos as well, and I try and...
Thing is, with the technology today, it's quite easy to send stuff all across the world, isn't it? So you might be in America, but I can still send you clips. You can still upload. You can still do editing because you'll be on holiday, got nothing else to do.
Well, yeah, maybe. Well, technically, well, it is a holiday. I have 3 months off, I suppose.
Yeah, you're not doing any work, are you?
No, well, no, I probably won't be. Not as far as I know, anyway. But no, there's going to be plenty. There's still going to be plenty to come up. It's just that I won't be. Richard, you better learn to do some editing. So
I'm up for it. Dave's just not a very patient teacher, I don't think.
I didn't start. I ain't tried to teach
He
him.
hasn't even tried yet. He's not even tried to teach me, Dave.
It's getting the time. It's getting the time. With everything else I got. But
I'd do it, and he'd go, oh, I don't like this. I don't like what you've done with that. Don't like this.
He's never done any editing, so that's no rubbish. Nah, I will be giving Richard a crash course in how to edit before I go. It's not that hard, it's just very time consuming. That's all.
Yeah.
Getting things together and trying to make the episode as enjoyable as you possibly can is
Yeah.
it's that kind of, it's a fine line. I mean, I'd like to keep the episodes like 2 hours long, but
Yeah.
is anybody really going to sit down for 2 hours and watch it?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, we try all different lengths of videos. For anyone who watches and sees this, let us put some comments in there. Tell us what lengths of things you like, because I know for myself, I don't like too long an investigation video. I'd rather see maybe break it into episodes is how I like it. So you maybe get an hour's worth of footage and you break that into say 3 episodes or something like that of 20 minutes apiece.
Which we've done before.
Which I think that's the way to go, because I think that's a long enough time span. Because whatever you do in an investigation, there's always a bit of dead time in there where it is a bit boring. You're asking, you're not getting responses, you're maybe trying something new, trying something different, and it doesn't go to plan. It's not very enthralling to watch. What I want to watch is the action. So we do try and edit it to as much as we can, but you've always got some boring bits, and sort of 2 hours of sitting just watching investigation for me is too long.
And that's the thing, like when you go through the footage, I mean, like it was the same with the upstairs part in the Abbey. I had a lot of footage.
Yeah.
And I was trying to break that down into a half-an-hour episode, and I got it to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is still a reasonable length. I'd like to have shortened it, but I just couldn't keep cutting bits out.
No, I know.
So,
I know.
So you could do one every week. Yeah, you could, if you broke it into parts, you could do one every week. But when we've done it before, we did it in North Newton, didn't we? The first time.
We've tried all different ways. Really, it comes down to what works for the people who are watching, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I can. It's like Manningford, the next one that's coming up on Wednesday. That will probably be half an hour and 40 minutes again.
Yeah.
To be honest. Look, depending on what's in there, I haven't looked through all the footage. If I can get 2 parts out of it, I'll get 2 parts out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. It's not hard work. It's just time consuming as such.
Well, yeah, all of it, everything is, isn't it? Like I say, we do both work full time, so we're out working, and plenty of evenings where Dave might phone and say, "Oh, do you want to do something tonight?" And I'll go, "No, not tonight, tired." And same vice versa. I might give him a call. So we've got to tie it together when we've both got some energy to actually go out and do something.
Yeah.
And I do think it's easier in the summer as well. Spring and summer, once the weather gets better, you've got those lighter evenings. That makes a big difference. I think you've got a bit more energy then, and you feel more like going out in the evening, don't you? Whereas you come home and it's pouring with rain if you've been working out in it all day as well.
Yeah.
The last thing you really want to do is come in, have some tea, get a shower, and then go out again. So I'd rather wait till the better weather for those sort of things.
Yeah. Yeah. I watch whatever really enjoy your investigations.
Thanks, David. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a loyal fan, sir, I've got to say. You really are. We appreciate it.
The weather. I mean, we've been out on some pretty grim, cold days.
We have, yeah. It's not like we haven't done it, but I think it can put you off. It's like the other night when we were at this local castle that we were investigating. It's cold. You're not really listening that intently when you're doing the investigation, because you're shaking and you're cold and you're freezing and you can't really hear the winds blowing, and it's not really conducive to a good investigation, I don't think.
No, it's not. And then you get old Richard that comes along on Wednesday night and goes, "Yeah, it's warmed up." Yeah, has it? You get there and there's the wind blowing off like the fields and all that kind of stuff, and your hands are like icicles.
It was warmer
No,
than
it
it
wasn't.
had been. Definitely warmer than it had been.
Do you like a castle? I do like a castle. You know, there's plenty of castles I want to investigate.
The thing is, like any hobby, this is a hobby for us. So we don't want to be paying out every week to go somewhere and investigate. It's pointless. So we do look for things that we can do for pretty well for free.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean to say we won't go to some of the places where you have to pay. Of course we will. But for the moment, you know, I quite like just doing the local stuff that we can get into for free. We can find a little bit of history online about it. I mean, we live in a great county in Wiltshire, and there's so much ghostly goings on and historic stuff going on around here. Literally, you can walk down the road from where I live and you're in a stone circle or the remnants of a stone circle. You can you can go to pubs in different places and there's ghost stories associated with them. You've got Avebury, you've got Stonehenge, you've got Long Barrows, you've got all this type of stuff going on. So there's plenty to do around here, but a lot of it is outdoors and a lot of it needs to be better weather to do it.
I think we should just both man up.
You can go out in your sou'wester if you want and stand on a hill in the pouring rain,
I think we should
holding your phone, clasping your phone in your hand, listening to necrophonics.
I think we should go back up the Coombe Gibbet on one of the worst days ever.
Coombe Gibbet. Yeah, it's funny because
Just before we get into that, the downside about Stonehenge, David, is we won't never be able to investigate it.
yeah,
That's the downside because you just got
you can't really get that close to it anymore. This is why we don't really go there or look at it. Avebury, on the other hand, you can walk around the whole place. You can get the feel of the stones. So that's probably our chosen site for this area for that type of thing.
Yeah.
But we've got lots of old hill forts. We've got lots of burial chambers and things on the hills.
A couple of bunkers.
Bunkers. Dave loves a bunker.
We got to go and find, which I might do in the next couple of days.
I did hear there's a haunted bunker up at Rawton, Bunker C2.
All right.
Never heard of it myself before, but I was researching somewhere to go yesterday. That's supposed to be a haunted airman's bunker up there where you can hear the voices of the airmen from the World War II or World War One, I think.
That'd be worth
So that might be worth a look.
Yeah.
So we're always on the lookout for new places to go.
Yeah. Anything like that. Always looking for something. So, has anybody got any other questions for us?
No.
It doesn't necessarily have to be paranormal.
Gone all quiet.
It's gone very quiet. It wasn't unannounced. Like.
Oh yeah, this is a risk of doing an unannounced live. Definitely, it's a chance we took this morning because we didn't really want to go out. So you know we're not too worried about responses and things. It's just us having a chat.
Yeah.
Just looking down on the comments there. Wolf and Hound.
No, good morning, paranormal contact.
Good morning, Wolf and Hound.
I shall.
Welcome. Thanks for joining in. We're doing a little impromptu here this morning. So, any questions for us? It'd be good to have them.
I saw you guys were live, so I wanted to stop in and show my love. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for that. Much appreciated.
David's asked me, I'm guessing that this is actually meant to say food. Will you be doing a food challenge in the USA, Dave? Yeah, there's plenty over there that I can do. I've been chatting.
Dave will be eating big burgers.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's if you've just joined, we've been having a chat about some previous episodes about where we go, why we go there, what we do, and we're just asking any sort of questions, any feedback that people can give us. We've talked about the length of the investigations. Do people prefer them to be a little bit shorter, a little bit longer?
Carry on.
Dave's fiddling.
No, just carry on.
Go on. So yeah, if you have got any questions along those lines or any suggestions for us, they're always appreciated. Any suggestions of places you'd like us to visit and investigate, preferably ones that are not, too famous, ones off the beaten track. We tend to like the little places that not many people have been to.
Mm-hmm.
So we're always looking for stuff like that. Random question from David: favourite ghost movies?
The Others.
I've got to agree with that. It's one of my favourites too.
It's my favourite.
Yeah,
By far.
The Others is a great movie.
The Others. Straight away.
I do.
Simple.
I watch a lot of horror stories and things like that. My wife's quite into horror stories and horror movies, so we watch a lot of that type of stuff. But yeah, The Others, as regards ghost movies, is brilliant.
Have you ever done a long challenge, and if so, what was your scariest experience?
Or probably Lone Challenge.
Lone challenge, is that?
Yeah.
Or a long. We actually got one. Oh, The Entity. Sorry, The Entity. That's a classic. Yeah, it's a good movie as well.
That's a good
Sorry.
movie, yeah.
So we've never done a lone challenge. We've done a lot of lone investigations, but we've never done really one of the challenges. But we have got one coming up soon.
We have, yes. Someone's invited us to do a challenge.
We got challenged by Rebecca and Aaron and Denise from Ghost Watchers Northwest to do the Tied to Death challenge.
Yes.
So
So we're going to be having a go at that soon.
just deciding where I'm going to do mine. I'm just not sure yet. It might be North Newton, it might be somewhere different.
I'd like to chain you into the river in North Newton,
Well, it's not very fun, is
to
it?
the weir.
It's not very fun, is it?
I do get an overwhelming urge to push you in that river. And
So I get a
if the weather
very,
was better, I probably might.
I get an overwhelming urge to push you in that river as well.
Yeah, well,
I want to help you back out.
summer's coming.
I want to help you back out. Strictly because in fact you just said to me that you wanted to push me in that river. And I'll chain Richard to somewhere.
You can't think of anywhere.
I can't
can you?
at the moment.
No. So yeah, we've got a lot of different things planned again at the moment. We've managed to catch up with some of the things we've been doing, but some of the things we started last year, we've not really managed to finish, have we? We've got some stuff to do in Savernake Forest, and I was listening last night to a story about Savernake Forest. So Savernake Forest is local to us. It's about 7 or 8 miles away. And there's a couple of really good ghost stories connected to the forest, and I'd quite like to go up and just maybe tell those stories and have a little walk around the area, maybe at dusk sort of time, and just see if we can get anything up there. We've still got Wayland Smithy to go back to.
Yeah.
Again, they're all places you don't really want to be up there on a horrible wet day. It's just not good.
I think we should just man up. Anyway.
Well, off you go then. Get off up there now and get some footage. I'll stay here and have another cup of
I
tea.
can't, I'm in my best.
Yeah.
It's pub after this.
Right. Going to the pub.
So, David asked, what's your thoughts on the Charlie Challenge? I actually don't know the Charlie Challenge.
Tell us about it, David.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Tell us about it.
The Bloody Mary Challenge I do know, but I've never done it, and I don't really want to do it.
What is it?
Just Bloody Mary Challenge. No idea. Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Don't you look in the mirror?
I don't know.
It's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
You just sit in a dark room. Probably, I think it's with necrophonics. If I'm correct, and you're either blindfolded
Yeah.
or got earphones in. I've watched a few of the challenges that are going around at the
So
moment.
tell me the Bloody Mary when you look into a mirror.
I think you look in the mirror.
I
I'm pretty sure.
wouldn't want to do that because mirrors can be portals.
I've seen a few
And
of these challenges about.
I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. You could invite something in that you don't want to be there.
I mean, there's a lot of challenges. There's a channel on YouTube that I watch, and I think it's what the paranormal challenge a load of paranormal teams to do these kind of challenges. I haven't watched any for a while, to be fair, because I've strictly been so busy. So it's just two pencils on top of each other with yes or no. Is that the Charlie challenge? I guess, is it?
We'll have to have a look at that. I've never heard of that one, not seen that one.
I haven't heard that one either.
So we'll have a look, watch some info on it, and maybe give that a go. That sounds okay.
Yeah, there's a few challenges going around.
Yeah.
Whether I do them or not, I don't know.
So what do they do with the two pencils on top of each other then, David? Do you spin them?
No, I reckon. I'm gonna have to look this up now.
Yeah,
You've got me intrigued.
you've got us intrigued. What? Tell us more, David. Tell us more.
Yeah, so the Bloody Mary challenge is what I said. You say her name 3 or 5 times in front of a mirror.
Okay.
You know, like when you used to go to school, you know, you used to challenge, people used to challenge you to go and say Bloody Mary in the mirror 3 times. That much.
Nobody ever challenged
I
me
did.
to do that at school.
Yeah, loads of that. I think you have the necrophonics running at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like a 15-20 minute challenge if I remember.
Yes, Charlie.
That's when I asked about the 2
Yeah.
pencils.
So yeah, more information on Charlie, David.
Anything else you want to ask us? We'll probably be here for like another 20 minutes.
Yeah, about that. Then Dave's got to go back to bed. He's
Right.
very tired.
Back to the pub.
Dave spends too much time in the
I
pub.
do not.
He's always in the pub.
No, I'm not. I never go down the pub. Not during the week. No, just put the pencils on top of each and ask questions yes or no. And I'm guessing,
So do you put them like across each other?
yeah.
Do you cross the pencils? How do you know what the answer is? That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm probably being a bit thick, but
If you've got any other questions, please, anybody that wants to ask us anything, would be very much appreciated. And it should be move it. It should move if spirit's there, right? They get it.
okay. So they cross each other.
I want to say they're across each other.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. David just confirmed it. Yeah, across them.
Okay.
So even
Right.
if they start moving,
Worth a go.
it'd be worth it. I'll give that a go. Be an interesting little thing to do, actually. To be fair.
Yeah.
But if you've got any other questions, please feel free.
Silence is golden, Dave.
Here's when I have to listen to you.
Thanks.
Joking.
Sometimes your people you work with are assholes, aren't they? And that's all you can say.
Oh, mate.
I love him really.
Oh,
They
dear.
say it's on YouTube, so we'll have to go and watch some YouTube videos on it.
Yeah, I'll give it a watch. I think I've seen it. I have seen it. I've seen quite a few challenges floating around. So.
Yeah. So I've got 2 pens there, so you put them like that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Put them like that. And then if you ask questions, hopefully they move.
Okay.
I mean, you're probably asking for, moving for yes. Favourite beer, lads?
Haha! Real ales for me. So, Stonehenge Brewery down here does some amazing ales. They do a pint called the Great Bustard. Really nice pint of beer. Yeah, any real ales. We've got Wadworth Brewery in Devizes, and I was brought up on 6X. It's not as good as it used to be, 6X now. It's not the same beer anymore. They've changed it over the years.
No.
It used to be amazing.
Nasty.
Dave is a lager drinker.
Yeah, I'm an Amstel man, me. Nothing wrong with that at all.
There's no accounting for taste, is there?
Tickles my taste buds.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
And he drinks a lot more of it than I drink ale.
I
That's for
don't
sure.
drink that much anymore.
Gallons.
I don't
Gallons
drink.
every
I
week.
do not drink that much anymore. I never
Dave-
go out during the week.
Dave forgets I used to be his landlord.
Yeah,
I
well,
know how much he drinks.
yeah, but I don't drink during the week. At all anymore.
Well, you never used to before.
No,
You certainly made up for it at the weekends.
no, I don't.
David?
I went out yesterday, and do you know how many pints I had?
Go on.
About 5. That was it.
What, you had 5, then you lost count.
No, I had 5, and that was it. I was good. I'm getting older, and I can't take it as much as I used to.
Good. You need to not take it as much as you used
But this
to.
is a good question though from David. Is how did we both meet?
So, how did we both meet? Pubs, wasn't it, really?
What's pubs, yeah.
So, I used to run a local pub, and Dave used to come into that pub. He used to dot across between the two pubs in the village, which he still does, I think.
Yeah.
And Dave's tab used to be enormous. It's the only way I can describe it.
See, Richard's trying to
Always paid it, never a problem.
Richard's trying to make me out to be a bit of an alcoholic, and I'm not.
I can't say where you are now in this day, but I will say this. I have known Dave come into what was my pub at that time on a Saturday at around about 1 o'clock-ish, maybe something like that. And he's going across between the two pubs, yeah? So he'd spend a couple of hours in there, and then he'd go across the road, a couple of hours over there, a couple of hours there. Well, when he came to pay his tab in my pub, there were 15 pints in there. So how many did he drink, do you think?
Not that many.
Let's say he spent more time in mine because we had more to talk about. He still must have had at least 7 or 8 in the other one. So that's a Saturday with over 20 pints of beer from 12 o'clock till about 8 o'clock.
That was a long time ago.
I'm glad, because I used to think at the time, where the hell has he put it all?
Yeah, I ain't like that now. I am definitely not like that now.
But that's not a lie.
No, it's
That
not.
is
No,
not
it's
a
not a
lie.
lie at all.
So you understand where I get my opinion
No,
from,
no,
but, and I'm glad if you've cut down. You need to,
What?
young man of your age. You need to be a bit more sensible with drinking.
Fuck off.
See, I tried to guide him. There's no guiding him.
No, he's not wrong. He's not wrong, to be honest. I used to like a beer, but unfortunately, as I'm getting older, I can't drink as much as what I used to, because I wake up with a bad back and very lethargic, and I'm quite an active kind of person.
That's
so.
kidneys hurting your back.
Probably.
Kidneys, Dave.
Yeah.
Alcohol poisoning is what you're suffering from.
Drink that much.
You do, or you
not.
did.
I did. Not anymore.
Good.
Not anymore.
So I can't drink the volume of ale, so I drink. I tend to drink rum. I love rum. If I'm having a drink, it will usually be some sort of a rum. Quite like that now. But yeah. What have we got there? Any more questions? Oh yes.
So yeah, going back to the original question, we met in the pub. He used to be my landlord, and then he left the pub, and gave us a call last May, and then
Yeah, sort
started.
I knew Dave was interested in this sort of thing, and I was looking to do something, so we sort of teamed up. We had done a couple of investigations. I think the first investigation we ever did at the farmhouse on the plains, we did that whilst we were in the pub, didn't we?
Yeah,
We went off and did that. Wasn't that one of those days when we were going to be going and doing some exercise, and we went off and did something else?
I think we might have done the exercise and then went.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. No, it was a really hot day, if I remember.
Mm.
And we thought, nah. And we just went off onto the soldier plane and then just started investigating this little old farmhouse. And that was the first episode, and then didn't do nothing for a bit. And then it was just. I think I went to Groverley, I think during lockdown, and it started again
Picked up from there.
back in last May.
Yeah.
Where it really kind of, we took it seriously and then just started to investigate again. So,
Yeah.
originally from the pub.
So yes.
We used to give each other, because it wasn't just me and you, there was another guy called James, and I know Jen's on the channel,
Yeah.
and Tim, and there used to be some right banter going on. Looked very abusive at some points.
Not from me. Very mild mannered me.
They're bollocks, yeah. But no. That farmhouse was a good one from David. It was, I thought. Well, it was quiet, but it was still good.
Yeah, it intrigues me, that place. I just think that there's quite a lot of negative energy. I think those places would have been sort of taken back or taken over by the military. And I think people would have been really sad to be leaving there. I think they probably, if you can imagine, you've got your little farm up there on the downs. It's probably your whole life. And suddenly that's just taken away from you.
Yeah.
I think they obviously they bought people out, but nevertheless, it doesn't necessarily mean there was anywhere for them to buy that was similar to that or to go to. So don't really know what happened to people. It's hard to find information on that on the plains. But yeah, I do get a real feeling when we're up there that there was an unhappy time for some people there. Let's put it like that. That's the feeling I get in there.
It did feel that way.
Yeah.
You know, another question from David is Chris going to be doing some more cameraman job there?
Well, yes. So Chris is my stepson. He works funny hours as well. He works night, so he's not always available because he's sleeping during the day. And he's a massive gamer fan, so when he's not sleeping, he's doing stuff on his gaming. He's got a little gaming channel he does as well. But yeah, when he's available, we just think it works if we've got someone doing a bit of camera work because we can do things together.
Yeah.
Instead of having to sort of hold the cameras out here and try and film each other, just having someone on camera is quite good. And we've got a new camera now, haven't we, Dave?
Yeah, you're going to see Richard's shaky camera work. So.
Bit of shaky camera work. We bought a little camera. It's got night vision on it and stuff like that. And we used it the other night out at the castle we went to. I've been really impressed with it. It works really well, really good. But yeah, it's a bit shaky when I'm wandering around with it. So we're going to get a tripod and use that as like a camera that we set up to film an area where we are, so you can capture everything that's going on, and Dave can cut clips out of that, and we'll also film with our phones as well.
Yeah. It'd be a good one for. Well, to be fair, it'd be good for a lone investigation in the dark as well.
Yeah, because we can set it up and you can just see what's going down. Yeah.
So, any more questions? There's a few more people in the chat now, so you can ask us anything.
Anything you like.
It says it does not have to be paranormal at all. This is just another chance for you guys to get to know us a little bit more. Because you just see us doing paranormal investigations,
Yeah.
so you get to ask us.
Yeah.
To know us a bit more.
It's like I said, been very impromptu this morning. No notice to anybody we were doing this, so we weren't expecting loads of people on. But it's really nice for the few of you that have turned up.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. So thanks for that.
The next time we do a live, I will announce it days beforehand.
Yeah, when we've done them in the past, we've had quite a lot of people on when we've announced them, so we will definitely announce
It's just
them
a very-
in the future.
Very spur of the moment on this
I
one.
think it was more along the fact that neither of us really wanted to go out in the horrible wet weather today.
No, I mean,
David had to do some stuff for work earlier. I looked out the window when I finally got up and thought, I don't want to go out in that. I gave him some choices.
yeah.
I said we can go and do this ruined castle, we can go to this ruined church, or we could do a little podcast maybe. And I was happy when he came back and said, well, I'm up for a podcast.
It's just if I wasn't so busy, then I probably would have gone for the investigating. But this morning was just a bit of a busy morning. I hadn't really had a chance to even be on YouTube. It's early. It's early as well. Yeah, it is a bit early at the moment. If you're on other people coming in on the chat, it's a bit early.
Yeah, it's a lot of people will be doing things today. Won't be around.
As I said, next time, if we do a live, I reckon we should do another one in a couple of weeks, and I'll just announce it.
Yeah.
Do it like one Wednesday, and just announce it. So, yeah.
Are you vaping? I've just noticed you've got a vape.
I got my cigarettes and vape. I didn't want to smoke on camera.
Very good of you.
I might do.
Very good of you, Dave. Oh, great.
Yeah.
And we're not allowed to smoke on camera. Is that a YouTube rule?
No, it's not a YouTube rule. I just don't want to see people to see me smoke on camera.
Why do you not like people to know you smoke?
No, people know that I smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a filthy habit.
You smoke as well?
Oh yeah, so I do. Don't buy any though. Only steal them off of Dave.
Just get them off me.
I haven't bought any cigarettes since 1983.
Year I was born.
But I've been stealing them off of people for years. My wife smokes and I steal hers. Some friends at work, some guys at work who I work with, they smoke and I steal theirs. But I don't smoke because I don't buy them.
Yeah, I think that it's 7 p.m. Those will be in then.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
know, by 7 p.m, Dave will be in the pub,
No, I think he means
probably 6 pints in.
No, he means during the week.
Yeah.
And when we announce it, obviously it'll be a weekday one.
Oh, I see.
Well, you do a weekend one, you might just see me a little bit tiddly.
I thought you were hoping he'd be back for 7, Dave, to come and do it, and I'm thinking there's no hope.
No, I've got 2 days off. I don't necessarily. I have to get up in the morning, but I don't actually have to work hard. I'm just gonna have a nice, enjoyable Sunday.
Sunday today, you did it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a couple of pints, and I go home and have my dinner, and then I'm gonna probably fall asleep, and then I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning and do. Well, I've got some things to do, and then editing.
Well, I'll be up at 6 o'clock tomorrow, going to work.
Oh, that's such a shame. I don't feel sorry for you.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, the price of fags are extortionate.
They are, yeah, that's why I don't buy them.
They are extortionate at the moment. So, any other questions from anybody? Love podcast with a pint or 3, like it.
Well, it's an option, isn't it?
Or alive, with me having a few drinks.
Well, that could be arranged. We could have some beers in here.
Yeah, we can do that.
We could get a few beers. I'm quite happy to have a couple of rum and cokes.
We can do that.
That will open up the channels, shall we say?
Yeah, probably would.
Might start me chatting about rubbish.
Might get abusive, you never know.
I'll tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story from when I had my pub. Okay. A little story about Dave. Okay. Little Dave story. So, this was at the time when Dave was drinking quite a lot. Dave thinks he's quite good at darts.
Oh,
Dave thinks
really?
he's quite good at darts.
Here we go.
And in fairness,
I am
I will
actually
say
pretty
he is quite good at
I am
darts.
good. Darts, thank
But
you.
I'll tell you this, he's not as good when he's had about 12 pints.
No.
Right?
Shit, I'm not that
So-
surprised.
There was this certain day when a few of us were playing darts, and Dave came in. He'd been around for a while. He'd had a few pints, and he joined in. And I gave him a challenge. I said, "I think I can beat you tonight, Dave, at darts." And he was quite adamant that I wasn't going to beat him. No, I'm not going to beat him. So I challenged him. And the challenge was if he won, I think I said I would.
Oh no!
I would-
No, we
I
ain't saying
would-
this story because I just
I would
remembered it.
wipe his
No,
slate.
no
right?
way. No.
If he won,
If I remember
if
this.
he lost, he had to dress up as a cockwomble.
Uh,
So, being drunk, he lost, and the next weekend, I had bought Dave a cockwomble suit, which he had to wear in the pub. I wish I had pictures because he looked amazing.
I remember that. I actually forgot about that until you just said it.
Which was, was a memorable day.
Seeing Double then Dave with the old darts. Yeah, it was on that day. And he also knows if I was sober, he wouldn't stand a chance against me playing darts. Completely sober,
Yeah, the chances of them being in a pub being completely sober are about this big. It's not going to happen, is it?
my trophy cabinet's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Should go professional. No. No.
He's got his dark shirt on. He's going to the pub.
There
Play
we go.
darts. This
This
is
is not-
dark shirt. This
This
is
is
dark
my
shirt.
going out shirt.
This is dark shirt.
My going out shirt, this one.
He's going
Very
to
swanky.
put his darts in his top pocket. He'll
Very
be out there
swanky.
later.
No, wait. Oh, yeah. But yeah. So there's a little bit more of an insight into Mick Bloody Good story. Yeah, sure it was. Yeah, not for me it wasn't. Not for me it wasn't.
Oh dear.
So there's a bit more of an insight into us.
Oh yeah.
So we all
Nearly an hour, Dave.
So if you got anything else you want to ask us, if you can think of anything you want to ask us about any kind of investigations or any kind of paranormal stuff or just general stuff about ourselves, we'll be on here for like another, I'd say another 10, 15 minutes.
Okay, can I have a cigarette then?
You're not stealing mine, you have to go and buy some.
Can't do that. I'm going to have one off the camera like that, just at the side. Thank you, Dave. I don't want to encourage any young people out there to smoke, so I'm just going to sort of smoke off camera. Can't get off camera. I'm going to move across this way. Look at that. Look.
We're going like this for a bit, I think.
That's it.
How about that? Good morning, Bedfiles, how are you?
Morning, Bed Files. Oh, you've put me back on.
Yeah, I know.
Bastard.
See your disgusting habit.
Oh. Okay.
I can't really say that because I smoke as well. But that was a quick hour, I'm not going to lie. It actually went quite quickly. So yeah, for anybody that's just joining us, this is just like a very unscheduled live. And we just wanted to, this is just another opportunity for you just to ask us questions, get us to know us a bit more. Gives us an opportunity to tell you exactly what's coming up. So
I've got a question for everybody. I'm thinking of doing some more podcasts around things that interest me. Not they're paranormal, but they're not things that we could investigate. So things like skinwalkers, chupacabras, cryptid beasts and things like that. And it's just an interest of mine. But I wondered if anybody would like to hear some of those stories.
I'm sure they will.
There's plenty of them over the internet, but I'd like to put my own take on some of them. Don't know if that's something that people would like to hear.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will. David says a very good live so far, lads. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
David.
Thank you very
Appreciate that. Yes, I am smoking in the classroom. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just
Naughty
to do-
boy.
Used to do that when I was 15 anyway.
Naughty boy.
Went to a rough school.
Yeah, David says do it. Hello, Nina. I'm so late. I would
Hello, Nina.
love it.
Don't worry about being late.
No, you don't have to worry about being late. You're still going.
We're still here.
Thank
Still
you
doing
for
it.
joining. David loves stuff like that.
That's cool. Yeah, I quite like to do some of that, just to give only my opinions on it. But I watch a lot of videos around those things. I just find them quite intriguing. And there's lots of so many different things out there. There's the Mothman. Most of them are quite Americanized. Bigfoot, of course, which we're sort of trying to do some stuff on, but it's funny. Some people think there is a Bigfoot society in the UK, which I'm a member of. Okay. Do I think there's Bigfoot in the UK? I'm not sure. Certainly heard some strange noises in the woods over the years at different times and things I can't explain, but they could just as easily be, a large animal tromping around there or moving around in the woods. So I don't know, but just like because we are. I think sometimes our channel's called Paranormal Contact, but it's not really just about ghosts. It's about anything paranormal, So I thought it would be nice to put a few stories up about that as well, about those things if people would like to see that.
Richard's more of the guy knowledgeable with that kind of stuff, and I'm more the investigator of ghosts.
Dave's quite sensitive.
Yeah, very.
See, I smile when I say that. He is. He does sense things that perhaps I don't sense as much.
I more sense things, and I'm more of the investigator of haunted or supposed haunted places. That being said,
So Big
I
Black
still-
Cat. Sorry, Dave.
I still join Richard on. Well, when we go to Savernake Forest,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be more in the background when the Bigfoot stuff. But
Yeah,
I'll be more filming you and listening to you. But
yeah.
I'm still.
Big Black Cats, David. Yeah.
So,
We've had one of those round here. A friend of mine experienced it in the village where we used to live. So he was out on his paper round one morning, delivering some papers. This is on the edge of Salisbury Plain, and he went to take a paper to one of the houses, which was sort of right up into the woods by some trees, and a cat jumped out of the hedgerow, and he described it as a black panther. And I mean, we were youngsters at the time, 14, 15. We sort of took the mickey a little bit, but he was really quite frightened, quite shook up, so much so that he wouldn't deliver that paper up there anymore in the early mornings, because he felt, if it had jumped out and gone for him, if it really was a Black Panther, well, it would have killed him. But that's my only query. Why, if they do really exist and they are coming that close, why has nobody really been attacked by them? Because they are predators. I can understand they can live off sheep and things like that. There's hundreds of sheep over the plains at different times and skirting the areas. But we're not getting loads and loads of reports of farmers losing them. So I don't know if there's anything to the black cat things. I don't know. I know they were seen over Dartmoor and places like that as well. Yeah, so I do know a story not far from here. Just before, I think it was I can't remember which war it was. My dad told me about it, so it would have probably been First World War. there used to be a private zoo not far away from here, which had a lot of cats in it, so lions, tigers, that type of thing. And there was I think a bombing mission or something, so it probably would have been Second World War, wouldn't it, I would think. And they used to regularly fly back over this way. I guess it would be Germany or something like that was bombing us. And they used to just drop their bombs anywhere on the way back. They were travelling to the main cities, trying to destroy infrastructure, obviously. And one of those bombs landed on the outskirts of that zoo area, and apparently loads of big cats escaped at that time. So that could have been where they came from. Once they were out in the wild, I think they managed to recover or kill a few of them, but they said there were probably 40 or 50, and they managed to recover 5 or 6. So where did they go? What did they do? Did they ever find the bodies of them? They never did. So I don't know. Could be truth to the stories, certainly. What have we got there? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the black cats thing. I've spent a lot of time over the plains trying to spot one. Never managed to see one yet. What other cryptids have we got in this country, really? We've sort of... Obviously, we've got the Loch Ness Monster. That's quite a long way from us. Don't know what you think about that one. That's an interesting topic.
It's a piranha.
It's not a piranha, Dave. Been a few pictures of that. Most of them have been debunked, and they're not real. The famous surgeon's photograph, that's really debunked now. They're saying that's not real. And then, of course, there's myths and legends, which I love. So along the pixies, fairies, goblins, that type of thing, the old pagan spirits, sprites, whatever you want to call them, I find that quite intriguing. I believe there's some truth to some of these old things. I'm not saying I believe in pixies and fairies, as in what you probably picture in your mind when you say those things. But I just believe that maybe we're not the only things inhabiting or that have inhabited this planet.
I mean, David's got a good point with Loch Ness, saying it could be just a big eel. I mean, to be honest, it's a fair point.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
It's a fair point.
Not one we're likely to get to investigate. I don't think Dave's car would get to Scotland from here.
My car wouldn't. My car would, yours wouldn't.
Nothing wrong with my little car, Dave.
I've been trying to break that car.
I know you have. Yeah.
I haven't really. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Nah. Scotland's a bit of a long way, but there is places in Scotland I'd love to investigate them.
Oh God, yeah.
Mary seems close to being the main one.
Yeah.
Revolts, the Edinburgh revolts.
Yeah.
No,
You never know. One day.
Yeah, one day. You never know.
We might go on tour.
Yeah.
Paranormal Contact on tour.
You don't have to put me on tour.
Be nice. Can we have a bus?
No.
What a bus, Dave?
You have a bus, right? Enjoy it.
Oh, you know. It's got a bar in it. You'd be all right.
No, I won't be interested.
Sure. Suit yourself.
My God, I'm starting yawning. It's not because I'm bored, but I'm tired, I think. No, but if there's anything else before we go, I'm going to give it another 5-10 minutes and then...
I think we've probably bored you enough now, haven't we?
We'll give it another 5 minutes. If you've got any last questions for us, please feel free. Anything at all.
I got a question for you.
Yeah, go on.
What are you having for tea?
I've got pie tonight.
Pie.
Yeah, beef and vegetable pie, I think it is.
Very nice. What are you
Yeah.
having with that? Chips?
No, vegetables, mashed potatoes,
Ah.
some roast potatoes, probably. Bit gravy. Just a couple of Yorkshires.
Very nice.
You?
I don't know yet. It depends what's in the cupboard. I've got to go shopping when we finish this, so that's my day mapped out.
Good. That's very good. Made my Sunday. Oh, that's good. No roast dinner. Not for me. Well, it's kind of a roast. It's just.
I love a roast dinner, but my wife, she works in a pub. She'll be selling roast dinners right now. Oh, I might go and get one. Might just go and have a roast dinner at the pub.
And a pint, I expect.
Maybe one. That's reasonable, isn't it? 1 pint on a Sunday, not 17.
I'm not going to be drinking 17 pints today. I'm going in there and I will be. I'll tell you what I'll be doing when I'm in the pub. I'll be starting to edit Manningford.
That says a lot about some of the editing, doesn't it?
Well,
17 pints and he starts editing stuff.
Nothing wrong with my editing skills at all. No, I'll be doing some stuff on YouTube. I mean, I got a load of comments to reply back to from the trailer yesterday, and I've got some small little videos that I'm going to watch while I'm down there. And I'm just going to slowly start putting together Manningford and going through some of the footage.
Yeah, there's some interesting stuff in there. I have had a look through some of it.
Yeah.
I have had a look through, and I do think there's some bits in there. That is a nice church, Manningford, too.
It's small.
When we,
nice.
It's an interesting shape, isn't it? That curved end to it. It's
Very odd.
quite nice.
Because we've been there before, didn't we? We did
Yeah.
like a walk around back in August.
Yeah,
I never actually got around to actually putting that episode up. We did North Newton not long after that.
yeah.
And North Newton kind of took priority because of the stuff that had happened, but we decided to investigate there a couple of weeks ago. We did it the same day as we did North Newton.
We did, yeah.
We actually did Manningford before North Newton, actually, to be fair. And it's an interesting place. So,
Yeah.
keep smashing it, guys. Stay awesome. That's from Broken Capital.
Thank you, Broken Capital.
I did enjoy your episode yesterday. It was good. And stay awesome too.
Cool.
When I watched your episode, it's a good channel.
Yeah. I'll have a look at that later.
Some good investigations there.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah. It's just getting the time to be able to watch what these.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? If you're doing it, you're not watching it quite often. That's what we seem to find. If you're out filming it, or you're doing podcasts, or we're doing it, things like that, it's quite hard sometimes to find the time to watch other people's stuff as well. But we know there's plenty of you out there who are investigating and managing to do it, so we do appreciate it because we know how difficult it can be sometimes just to find a bit of time to watch other people's stuff.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I got a couple of days off, and I'm going to do at least a good couple of hours editing in the morning. Well, in the afternoon actually, because I've got a busy morning, but I've actually got to do some filming for Lucky Shore.
Yeah.
First off tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I got to go there and do some daytime filming for that, and then after I've done a bit of editing, I'll be sitting down and catching up with everybody else's investigations.
Cool.
So
What have we got there?
that's the thing with YouTube. Got so many paranormal channels, 10 times better than shit on TV. Yeah, I'm going to stay tight-lipped about my views on some of the bigger TV kind of paranormal shows.
I don't really watch them. I find them quite boring because they're too long. And you see some of the stuff, and I just think some of it's fake. That's the only thing I can say.
What I enjoy about the YouTube channels and the YouTube kind of paranormal investigation scenes is always a real investigation.
I think so. I don't necessarily want to see fantastic results from an investigation. I just want to see the truth. And every time I watch someone go out and do a 20-minute investigation or put a half-hour program up, and there's very little response to it, I think you're genuine, you know? Because for every time we go out, we know for every one where we get good responses, there's probably 5 or 6 at least where we get next to nothing.
A Broken Capital just said, if you ever need places or anything, just let them know. So we will do.
We always need places. We're always looking for places. So any recommendations or anything you can sort of point our way would be amazing.
Yes, you might get something that's real paranormal. That's what I watched. It's true. You know, we went. It's like Lovershore Castle. We didn't really get a huge amount. It didn't.
If anything, Dave's over cautious when he edits, I think,
No.
because if he thinks anything could be construed as being faked, he will cut it out. Which is good. I'm not. It's not. This is not me knocking him. This is me praising him. Okay, so we had some instances in the cellars where we were filming the other week, and there was definitely a stone thrown. Okay, there was a stone thrown down in that cellar, not by either of us. But when we looked at the footage and Dave looked at it really closely, I was stood off of camera from the direction that we think whatever that was thrown, we think it was a stone, we couldn't see it, came from. And he phoned me up and he said to me, Rich, I can't put it in because it just looked so obvious that you've thrown it. I said, I didn't, but you know, you can't take that chance that people will construe it as a fake.
The thing is, if I put that bit into the episode, and where you were stood off camera, when I put it in, I put it in originally.
Yeah.
And I did put it in originally, and I looked at it and I thought to myself, well, it looks really, really sus.
Yeah.
Even though I know you didn't throw it,
yeah.
I definitely didn't throw it,
yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. It just looked really sus, and I just felt it was better out of the episode than in the episode.
I get it. I totally get it.
So.
I think it's definitely better to be that way than to put stuff in that people can think you're faking things, because the last thing we will ever do is fake something.
I mean, it's like the same instance. It's like with North Newton, when I edited North Newton. A day before I released it, there's a bit in there where you hear a few knocks, and I rang you.
Yeah.
Just to be sure, I rang you, and that's the reason why the voiceover come in. We both had a chat. We both agreed that you possibly were putting the phone, because it sounded like you were putting the phone down or picking the phone up.
Yeah.
And that's why I couldn't class that as
totally
anything paranormal.
Totally.
So it just, it's difficult because I want to keep stuff in sometimes, but when you look at it, you go, oh, that looks a bit sus kind of thing. It's hard, and I don't, because, I just don't want.
No, I get it. I totally get it. I might get frustrated about it sometimes, but I totally get it. You've got to keep it real, and you've got to let people see that there's no chance of us faking anything. I don't see the point in faking it.
I mean, if something doesn't happen, it just doesn't happen. It's that simple.
Yeah. Well, you'll see when it's not happening, because I get frustrated.
Yeah.
Start kicking stuff and throwing stuff.
It's hard to put across how things actually went. People's reactions is what gives them away. You should have left it in. Again, it was what it looked.
I saw it and it did look suspect, I have to say. Although I know I didn't throw the stone or whatever it was. We couldn't even categorically say it was a stone.
No, when we
it
looked,
sounded like a stone had been thrown across the room. It landed on some pieces of metal, didn't it? And then tinkled to the floor.
Yeah.
And we looked around and we thought, it can't have fallen from anywhere. There was nothing for it to have fallen from.
No.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I just couldn't. It just looked sus. I just, like I said, originally I had it in there, and then I looked at it and I took it out. And to be honest, I think it's probably, in my opinion, it was probably the best thing.
Yeah.
It just looked a bit sus to me. Anyway.
Yeah.
But David makes a good point. Is you can't fake fear, and you can't.
That's true.
Any way.
That's true.
You cannot.
No.
There are places that I've been where it doesn't necessarily show it, but it's building inside me sometimes fear.
Mm.
North Newton.
Yeah.
That was building.
Yeah.
I was starting to get scared.
Yeah.
So. Sorry, it wasn't David that said you can't fake fear. Fear was broken capital. My bad.
Capital.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. But no, North Newton definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Just. It's got to be real, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. All the time. So. And I think we do a good job of it. So.
I think we did a pretty good job. We were pretty open and honest with it. Our feelings certainly come out in when we're there. North Newton, just down the road from us, that is. So that's sort of our go-to place. And we seem to get a lot of reactions there. And I know Dave said he wants to go back, and I actually want to go back there as well.
Yeah, this will be the last time. Then. Once we've done this one, I have no intentions of going back. This time. This will be my last one, without a doubt. You can go back if you want to, but for me, this is it. After this next one, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done there, anyway.
What if they turned it into a pub?
No. No, you got no chance. There's something in there.
Yeah, I do joke. I'm joking about it with Dave here, but yeah, when we're there is a feeling. There's a real dark feeling about that place. Real dark feeling about it.
I kept it quite quiet, but I did suffer for a couple of days after that. So.
Well, I had a conversation with a vicar.
Yep.
The other day about churches. Okay, he's not from round these parts. He's from Gloucester, actually.
Right.
And he's told me of a church in Gloucester, which he used to be within his parish.
Yeah.
That he hated going in every time he went in it, and he feels it's really, really haunted. And he's told me where it is, and he said, "I'll go there and see what you think of it."
Okay.
So he used to do exorcisms, and he said he feels there's really something in this place. It's only a little parish church, nothing too fancy. Sinister, yes. So I'm saving that one for when because it's a bit of a travel, that one. It's an hour and a half to sort of get there, maybe a couple of hours, and we need a bit of time.
Just quickly, and this is about North Newton, and David was saying in the chat on the premiere, a lot of people were feeling that vibe, or feeling funny. I know Marsha from Bluegrass was.
Yeah.
I also know Stephanie from Get Spooky Society was.
Yeah.
Even Rebecca, I think. Did you feel it? I think David felt it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I felt it.
Yeah.
Because I was there.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. Everybody was picking up on that. How do you deal with anxiety, anger? I tend to take it out on who I'm exploring with. It helps me to be with someone who understands. Anxiety, anger. Now, I've actually suffered from anxiety.
Yeah, you don't. I wouldn't say you take it out on me, but it's very obvious when you're getting a bit uptight, and I think I'm the same sometimes. I don't take it out on you, but you know when I'm pissed off.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I could show you some footage, but I'm not. So don't ask for it because I'm not going to show you it. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question. I do think it. I can tell as soon as we walk into somewhere with Dave. I just leave him. We both do our own thing when we go in. That's what we normally do. So he'll have a little wander around. I'll have a little wander around. Usually do a little bit of filming, talk about the place, just a little intro video. And Dave will usually walk around. And I usually come up to him and say, "How you feeling? What you getting?" And I can tell instantly from his response if he thinks there's anything going on there. Pretty well instantly, I can tell.
Because we went because
and I'll tell you something else about Dave. And you'll notice this on our videos. When there's something around, he mumbles. He starts to mumble. His voice is not as clear. You need to watch for that because it's something I've noticed in going on these investigations with him. I think, however it affects, it starts to. I can't really explain what it is, but you do start to sort of mumble a lot
are you referring to North Newton?
Lots of places where it's happened, and I think I've just noticed it when I've watched our videos back, and I thought, I think you're concentrating so hard on what's going on there, so that we start to get a little bit of that in there. But it's a good sign.
But basically, what that is for me, is because before I come back after the 3-year break doing investigating with Kelly and all that kind of stuff, like I said, I was a bit of I turned myself into a bit of a skeptic.
Yeah.
So when we come back into this, when we first started, when we went back to Winton,
Yeah.
when we went to Winton for the first
Yeah.
time, I was still very much a skeptic then, but I also knew that I could also open myself back up to it again at some point.
Yeah.
You know, and gradually as the months went on, I slowly started to open myself up to the paranormal again, and just recently I completely opened myself up.
Yeah.
So the one that sticks out for me again is North Newton. I know we talk about North Newton a lot, but it had a massive effect on me,
Yeah.
especially on that investigation, because the more I stayed in there, and I investigated in there for what, 30 minutes by myself,
Easily. Yeah.
something along those lines, and as those 30 minutes were going through, I could feel the energy starting to pick up, and it started to affect me a lot.
Yeah.
My thought pattern changed. You can't see it in the video, but my thought pattern was completely different
Yeah.
when I was there.
Yeah.
It completely changed. And then that's probably when the mumbling, because I did notice the mumbling, because my tone of my voice started to change.
Yeah, it does. It's a total change.
It completely changed what I normally am.
Yeah.
Like, same as I am now here,
Yeah.
you know, compared to that investigation. And it just feel the energy. So in a certain respect, yeah, if there's something around, it does pay effect on me. And that's strictly because I opened myself completely up
Yeah.
to the paranormal. But
Yeah.
this time I've done it. Like,
Yeah.
I was quite reserved the first 3 years I was doing it.
See, I get, and I shouldn't do this, but I do. I wouldn't say I scare easily. Let's put it like that. So if I get something, my attitude is to confront it head on, and it always will be.
Yeah, I've got the same
And,
thing.
and I sort of think that sometimes comes across as me getting agitated and fed up, because I'm thinking there is something here. I can feel there's something here, but it won't come out. It's not coming forward, and I just get a little bit agitated with it, and I'm sort of like, that frustration comes out, and I will be quite direct when I'm talking and saying, look, come forward, come out, come talk to me, you know. And I get, just come forward.
You don't quite say it like that.
I might swear at them a bit sometimes, or
Because
try.
it's in any way, shape or form. And he is not that polite. in
No, I'm
any
not that
way.
polite.
But
But I do try to remain respectful, and that when I've done it, I actually usually think, oh, being a bit disrespectful there, I need to tone it down a little bit. But if it gets a response, I guess, you know, that's okay. For me, anyway, it's okay.
it's the same as when we were, again, North Newton or any places where I felt like any kind of real kind of darker energies. There's a certain part of me that wants to provoke. There is.
Yeah,
and there will
I
be,
get that. I get that.
There will be, but also at the same time, especially North Newton, I had to be respectful, because if I didn't want to let that spirit already, me being like that would have probably made things a lot worse.
Yeah,
In my opinion, anyway. So,
yeah, I understand.
for me, anyway.
And I think the other thing is, quite often, when you get, so what you get to see, you'll see the episode in the church, and it looks like we've pulled up at the church, we've got out, and we've gone into the church and we've told the episode. Usually what's happened is we've driven around, we've been to 3 different spots where we couldn't film here, or we couldn't do this, or we got absolutely nothing there. So we might have been out for maybe 2 or 3 hours, maybe longer than that already, and we've got nothing, and the actual frustration is also coming out from that. You know, it's like we've spent now half a day trying to get some footage today, and we've gone here and got nothing, we've gone over there and got nothing, we've been back to here, and now we've finally turned up somewhere, and it's like, okay, this is our last chance today, because we've got to pack up after this, and we really want something. And when you start to get nothing, it's like, oh, for Christ's sake, just give me something today, you know?
Yeah, we've had a couple of occasions like
We've
that.
had a couple like that.
But, you know, it's like last week when we went back to, where did we go?
Shelbourne?
Shelbourne. We went back to Shelbourne
Yeah.
church, and completely different atmosphere.
Yeah, when we first did Shelbourne, I really felt strongly in there. There was a presence in there, and it was starting to connect. We went there this time, and there was just nothing.
Well,
Absolutely. Well, I say absolutely nothing.
it was something.
It was very, very weak.
It was
wasn't
very weak.
Very, very weak. And it's sort of it's disappointing in a way.
But it's just the nature of it. It's just
Yeah.
the way it goes.
Oh yeah, nothing we can do there. That is exactly the nature of what we do.
Yeah. But so before we go, because time is getting on.
Yeah, it's been a
So-
while. We've been in there quite a while, Dave.
It is funny how it goes, but if you want to ask us anything quick before we go, please feel free. We're literally going in a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to take Dave to the pub. Drop him at the pub. Then I'm going to go and do my shopping.
It's pub time.
Maybe there will be a ghost in Morrison's when I get there. You never know.
Might be. Could be.
The haunted Morrison's shop.
There's a haunted Debenhams in Salisbury.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Headless man. Apparently looking for his head.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? If you lost your head, what else would you do?
How does he look for it if he ain't got no head?
Well, probably that's why he's looking. He can't find it. He don't know where he's put it.
He can't see it.
Yeah, but he knows it's there somewhere.
True.
His,
But no.
the rest of his spiritual walk-ins are destined to be wandering around an old department store looking for his head. Great. Great.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing it.
You will never ever get the opportunity to investigate this. No, so
Why?
I've heard many teams trying to get an investigation there, and I
Yeah.
haven't been able to
Why is that?
because it's a public Debenhams store. I just won't allow it.
Yeah.
Just won't allow it. He's been in the pub already. That's
why he's headless.
Legless. So if you got any, if there's any more questions just before we go, please feel free. But if there aren't,
Yeah,
we'll be going.
I think
pretty
it's time
soon.
to knock it on the head. What have we been on for? Hour and a half? Yeah, hour and a half.
Nina's still there. So
Well, I hope you've enjoyed us rambling on about all sorts of rubbish, because we enjoy having a chat anyway, and we enjoy seeing the comments. It's good fun.
And again, not only that, it gives us a chance. Because you always see us in kind of like investigation mode or when we're doing a podcast. And it's nice to actually, for us to show you guys what we're kind of like when we're not investigating. So,
Yeah.
You know, and usually there's a lot of banter.
Oh yes.
There's quite a lot of abuse.
Yeah, banter and
Thrown at
abuse.
each other, to be honest. You know, and if there was another person here called James in here, the abuse would
Oh
be
my God,
quite
yeah.
extreme.
The abuse would go up 100%.
So,
We might have to take him on an investigation.
he,
There you
he
go.
doesn't want to come.
There you go, James Secker. Come on an investigation
He
with
doesn't
us.
want to come.
Why? Is he
Jen
too,
does.
is he too shy?
Too scared.
Too scared?
He's scaredy. I don't know if he'd be watching, but
Yeah, you never know. He might watch it somewhere.
he might do. I might. Well, I'll probably see him later on, so I'll go and tell him. I'll go and tell him that we gave him some
Yeah.
abuse on the live. But no, it just gives you guys just a chance just to get to know us even more, just to see how we are.
Yeah.
Like normally, because you just see us in investigation mode. It's just something different for you,
Yeah.
you know.
So we're going to wrap it up there, Dave? Do you think that's...
Unless anybody's got any more questions for us, I'd say we're going to wrap it up. I'll give it a minute maybe for any more questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably going to wrap it up here. Going to have my Sunday afternoon pint
Yeah.
and go and have my dinner.
So I think from me, it's a bye-bye and thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it and we'll see you all again soon. Take
Two
care.
Down, hang on. No,
Hold
there
on,
you go.
hold on, hold on.
Two down to earth fellas, David said.
Well, thank you, David. I think
Yeah.
we're pretty well down to earth. Yeah.
We give each other a lot of abuse, but pretty down to earth, to be honest.
Okay.
All of us, lads. So, on that note, like Richard said, I'm going to finish it off.
Finish it off.
Richard said goodbye, and I'm going to say goodbye. I hope everybody enjoyed the live. I know it was a bit random. Next one will be scheduled, and I'll put a
Yeah.
video up. Like a Q&A maybe next time.
Yeah.
How about that?
That'd be cool.
If I put a little video up and you can just ask us whatever questions you want and all that kind of stuff. So on that note, Hope everybody has a great day.
Enjoy your Sunday. If you go into the pub, don't drink as much as Dave.
I
It's
won't be
dangerous
drinking
for
as
you.
much- I won't be drinking as much as that. Enjoy them pints. Will do, David. See you later on.
Take care, all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now we've got to remember how to turn this off.
You can do it, Dave. You got it. You got this.
I don't know how you do it.
Just press the button.
That one. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Okay.